It was just before 7 a.m. when they found her naked body. Not the people, but the strays.
Were the dogs eating her body?
There's no reports that they were, but they were definitely circling her body. So that's pretty sad.
A man walking through the park shooed the dogs away a short time later. And soon after that, Atlanta homicide detectives swarmed the area. But with no personal effects found on or around the victim, they have little to go on. That is, other than her wounds.
There's indications based on the autopsy that some of those shots came from a straight down angle, which tells me she was on the ground, already likely dead, but someone still standing over her and firing. It was overkill.
Especially when you consider the type of bullets used to end her life, designed to fragment out on impact as shown in this video from the manufacturer. They're called radically invasive projectiles, aka RIP bullets.
The fact that these bullets were used, do you think a message was being sent?
We were told that the people who use those types of bullets are definitely sending a message. The average Joe on the street would not use those in a crime. And the way she was found with no clothes is also a reason that some said there was definitely a message being sent.
So then what was that message? And just who was the young girl met with such a violent end? Only 19 when she died, Bridget Shiel grew up in Washington, D.C., raised mostly by her grandparents, Jim and Beverly Toole.
She was a live wire, full of energy, full of life, so much fun to be around. And she was very dramatic. If the sun was shining, she wouldn't say the sun is shining, she'd say, look at the day.
But even at a young age, she had her demons. A dad she never knew, and a mom she rarely saw.
She got sadder as she got older. She did have low self-esteem, and she was teased unmercifully because of her size. Her first year of high school was honor roll, and then she started skipping school. She was making such bad life choices, hanging out with the wrong people, you know, she was making her life dangerous, and it scared us.
So when Bridget decided that she wanted to go live with her mom over 600 miles away in Atlanta, Beverly agreed.
I thought it would give her a new chance.
And it seemed to. In Atlanta, Bridget appeared to shed her low self-esteem, becoming a model and pursuing a career in the limelight.
I mean, Atlanta's the new Hollywood of the South. It's the new Motown. I mean, there's a rap studio on every corner here in Atlanta. So I think she was attracted to what Atlanta had to offer, someone trying to go on to bigger and better things.
She really wanted to find a way to be the center of attention for the whole nation, if not the world.
But apparently, there was some pretty dark shadows surrounding that spotlight.
I actually did a simple Google search, and it pulled up several Backpage ads. And of course, Backpages is usually used for people presenting themselves as escorts or charging for services, let's just say. And there were several ads that had pictures of Bridget in less than full clothing, you know, presenting herself as an escort.
Ads posted under the names Nastia and Spice. They read in part, I make every encounter special, and I aim to please in the most desirable ways.
Were Bridget's friends aware of her Backpage dealings?
Had no idea. I mean, was she living out a fantasy, a dream? We don't know. She can't tell us.
But Bridget's grandma says she doesn't think Bridget was doing it on her own free will.
I thought that her boyfriend must have gotten her to do that. I wouldn't be surprised at all that he hadn't talked her into doing that.
The boyfriend she's talking about is Kevin Kinnie, and friends apparently had a lot to say about him.
He was older, spent some time in and out of jail, and there were claims from friends in the community, from others, that he was perhaps part of an underground organization.
A gang?
a gang. We had a couple of police reports that perhaps their relationship was very volatile.
In fact, just a few months before Bridget was murdered, she made this call to 911.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
I just need to place a restraining order on somebody.
Were you assaulted in any way?
Yes.
And who is this person to you?
He was my boyfriend.
Okay, hold on.
I don't want you guys to go to his house because he said
They're
if I
not
call
going there,
police,
ma'am.
he's going to kill me.
Bridget goes on to tell police Kevin hit her in the face, but ultimately, she declined to press charges. Then, just 2 days later, police would return to the home, not for Kinney, but for Bridget, who was fighting with another woman. Kenny's other woman, to be exact.
This is some love triangle going on here.
Yes, Jerry Springer type love triangle.
Turns out, before her death, Bridget was living with Kevin and the mother of his child, Brittany Alaka.
So you had Bridget, Kevin, and this young lady, Brittany, all living under the same roof.
Was that the source of the acrimony and the domestic disputes?
You could only assume it was. I mean, there's no way you can live with your current girlfriend and live with your child's mother and there not be some type of friction between all parties involved. It's impossible.
In fact, CBS 46 Atlanta reporter Karen Greer says she spoke to a friend of Bridget's who wished to remain anonymous, but who said there may have been one very big source of friction in particular.
She told me she was pregnant. And I was not happy to hear that.
The friend said that, Bridget was very afraid, and she told me Bridget didn't even want to tell Kevin she was pregnant.
And that was reportedly just a few weeks before her death. Despite all odds, I'm still here. The words spelled out in just one of the tattoos used to help identify the body of 19-year-old Bridget Shiel.
I spoke to her the day before she was murdered. I had sent her money because she needed a place to stay. She wanted to not stay with Kevin and go stay in a motel. I wanted her to be able to do that.
She means Bridget's boyfriend, Kevin Kinnie, a man police would be talking to soon enough. But first,
what do we know about Bridget's movements the night she died?
There were pictures of her on Snapchat, dancing, having fun, and a picture before she headed out of her house that night.
Then, around 10:30, a Snapchat taken not far from where her body would be found.
She sent a Snapchat saying too pretty to walk in the grass. A few minutes later, she calls a friend. The friend says, hey, she seemed fine, nothing was amiss.
But sometime very shortly after that, everything changed.
After that, we get a report that some neighbors watched some people escorting her through that area of the park.
At around 11:30, she's seen at a Shell gas station in Stone Mountain, Georgia, with two black males.
The last known people to see her alive.
And I've heard that she was at a gas station in her car. She was not driving, she was in the front seat, but in the passenger side. And I've heard that she looked very unhappy.
2 hours after that, around 1:30 a.m., a man calls 911 to report hearing multiple shots at the park. And then, the gruesome discovery.
On the day that she was murdered, she had texted me that morning, "Darling, I love you." And she had also called. But somehow my phone got turned off, so I missed her call.
Police immediately canvassed the area looking for witnesses and clues. And one day after that,
Atlanta police confirmed to us that that is Bridget Shiel's car. You can see it there, that red Ford Fusion.
Where was her vehicle found?
It was actually found, ironically, about 2 miles from where she was last seen with those two black male individuals, which is actually about 20 miles from where she was killed.
Did the car have any clues, any DNA that was able to be used for the investigation?
If it has, it hasn't been released by Atlanta PD.
so who were those two still unidentified males last seen with Bridget? And why were they there? Bridget's grandma, Beverly, has one very strong opinion.
What I think is that Kevin, or Kevin's girlfriend, Brittany, got someone to kill her. That's what I think. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I think right now.
It was a bold accusation, but police did question both Kevin and his other girlfriend shortly after the murder. And to date, neither has been publicly named by police, and no charges have ever been filed. We reached out to both Brittany and Kevin for comment, with Brittany declining to give an official statement other than to say she is trying to put it all behind her and focus on being a mother. As for Kevin
Told us over the phone that he has been cleared as a suspect by the police. Have you heard that?
Have not heard that. Have not heard that at all. It's a surprise to us.
You seem skeptical.
Surprised. And I want to add, I don't know Kevin. I've never met Kevin. I'm just going by things that friends and people in the community have told me.
Police are remaining tight-lipped, citing their ongoing investigation. But with all the speculation flying around, we had to try and get more of Kevin's side. And after ignoring our requests for months, he finally agreed to sit down for an interview, his first anywhere outside of a police station.
Kevin, why'd you decide to sit down with Crime Watch Daily and tell your story for the first time?
Because Bridget really meant a lot to me, and I've seen the message that I got from you guys, like a couple months ago, but I really didn't know how to sit down because it was tearing me apart, and I don't know, I didn't even know how to answer the questions that you guys had for me. I didn't know what to say.
And we did have questions. First and foremost,
did the police say that you were a suspect?
Yeah, they said it was they said I was a number one suspect.
Number one suspect.
They said I was a number one suspect. They said everybody thought I did it.
But why would the police say that you're the number one suspect and they think that you did it? What did they tell you that they had on you?
Me being the most recent person that she was with. That's all they can tell me.
That's it?
but that wasn't it. Not even close. Not long after she was shot 7 times in the back, Bridget Shiel's boyfriend, Kevin Kinnie, was questioned by police. He says it was because he was the last known person to be in a relationship with her. But what a relationship it was. You had a unique living situation. Mm-hmm. When did Bridget move in with you? And she moved in with you and your baby mama, right?
Bridget moved in with me after we came to an understanding that we both cared about each other.
How did you break the news to Brittany, the mother of your child, that who's living with you, with your kid, that you are now moving in your girlfriend?
Straight up, just like that.
You just told her?
Just like that, yeah. It caused like drama. It caused like a lot of animosity in the air.
You can see why that would cause animosity.
And then after that, that's when shortly after that, that's when Bridget got physical with her.
He's talking about an incident that happened just 2 months before Bridget's murder. A heated fight between Bridget and Brittany in which police were called, and both girls spent the night in jail. But I was even more interested in something that happened just 2 days before that. A 911 call Bridget placed in which she accused Kevin of hitting her, and more.
I don't want you guys to go to his house because he said if I call police, he'd kill me.
But there's a 911 call of Bridget saying that you hit her.
I'm not aware of that. I've never heard no call. I've never heard any of this. I've never heard no call. Can you show me the report?
And we'll be happy to show you. But how do you not know about this report? I mean, how do you not know Bridget?
So this is real.
Called 911.
She really called. She really called.
This is
and
not
said
fantasy.
This?
She called the cops on. I mean, seriously, you don't know this. How is a person you say you're in love with do this and you have no idea who's living with you?
I wasn't aware of this. This is, man. Wow. I really still want to see that when you're done with the interview, bro. I want to see what you're talking about.
Even though Kevin denies knowing about the call, he does say that he never laid a hand on Bridget, and that if she did make that call, which she did, he's not sure why. But as unbelievable as it all seemed, I had to move on to other allegations, like that Kevin was the one who actually got Bridget into the escort business.
Why would you allow her to post the ads to Backpage?
Well, at this time when she was posting the ads to Backpage, this one we weren't together. So I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't in the picture. This is before she moved in with you? She was posting these ads to Backpage?
It's before she moved in with me.
And Kevin says, if anything, He was trying to get her out of that life.
So you were not cool with the back page posting?
No, I wasn't cool at all with it. That's another reason why I just pulled her. I just put her into my house and I just had to be with her. Like, I had to take her out the streets. That's what I did.
But ultimately, the love triangle couldn't last. And after just a few weeks of the three living together, Kevin says he had to end it.
Basically, I kicked her out and I had to let Bridget go because I realized the big picture and that was my family.
But what about those rumors that Bridget was carrying Kevin's child? As it turns out, her autopsy showed that she was not pregnant. So what's the truth?
I'm still not even aware if Bridget was still pregnant or not, but I'm pretty sure she was. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
That Bridget was carrying your child?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. There's no denying that at all. I know for a fact.
And what was your discussion with Bridget about this child on the way?
It was through text message. And I was with the mother of my child, and I had to basically, like, tell Bridget, like, I don't believe you. Like, I had to play it off because I was trying to be a family man and I didn't want to lose my son because women can get crazy with these type of things.
The rumor after that is that Bridget ended the pregnancy, but it was a rumor she would never be able to substantiate. According to Kevin, just 30 days after he, quote, kicked her out, she was dead.
I wish I was there, man. Like, I would have took them bullets for her. So all this situation is so crazy, man. This is really dramatic, man. That's why it took me so long to come here and respond back to you guys, because I'm like, what do I have to say to you guys? Like, I don't have anything that you don't already know. Like,
Are those real tears?
yeah, man. I can't fake cry, bro. Acting has never been my thing.
Good to know, because I still had some very tough questions to ask. The evidence shows she ran for her life. 19-year-old model Bridget Shiel brought down by 7 bullets. Her nude body left out in the park where it fell.
Hearing that, man, damn. Yeah, she just ended up dead, and I just don't get how or why. I don't get what she could have done. Like, I really don't. I can't think of any reason, not even one.
But in the immediate aftermath, police had some ideas. And by his own admission, Bridget's boyfriend, Kevin Kinnie, was considered the, quote, #1 suspect.
Do the cops still consider you their prime suspect?
I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that I'm the prime suspect now, because when they called me back the second time to the precinct, and they were like, everybody thinks you did it. I was like, okay, bro, I'm gonna sue this whole entire situation if you put ghosts on me. Yeah, I'm very confident, like, bro, I know some good lawyers, some of the top 5 lawyers in the US right now, man. I wish you would put ghosts on me, bro. Like, I would love to call them. I would love to place this call, bro. And they walked out and they came back and said, sorry, you can leave.
So Kevin was never charged. But that's not exactly the same as being cleared, which is what he told our producers before the interview.
Do you think you're still a suspect with the cops? Have they told you they've ruled you out?
No, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother me. I don't even think twice about it. I don't even think twice about being a suspect.
Though we have reached out, Atlanta police declined to comment on the ongoing investigation. So for now, we'll just have to take Kevin at face value. But what about some of the things other people have told us about him?
There were claims that he was perhaps part of an underground organization.
A gang?
A gang.
Now you know, there's a lot of speculation surrounding Bridget's murder. So I want to give you the opportunity to respond to some of these allegations, some of these rumors. Be fair to you.
Okay.
Are you going to be straight with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have an affiliation with the Gangster Disciples?
No.
Have you heard that rumor?
I actually don't even know anything about gangs at all. I don't even know where that would even come from. Yeah, I don't, that is a really disturbing question.
You've never had a gang affiliation, never been part of a gang?
No, affiliation with GDs, no, not at all. I can't, I haven't even ran, excuse me, I haven't even ran into anybody that was in a gang in a while. I don't even affiliate myself with people like that.
Is it a lie?
Yeah, definitely. That's 100%. That's 100% lie. Only thing I know about gangs is what I've seen off the History Channel.
But Kevin doesn't deny having served time in jail, saying his offenses were all non-violent. Certainly an important distinction, considering what we're here to talk about.
Let me ask you this. We gotta be very clear now.
Okay.
This is on the record. Did you, Kevin, have anything to do with the murder of Bridget Shiel?
No, not at all. I woke up to finding out that she got killed. I got the call, and I just broke out in tears. I didn't know what to do. It was the most craziest, out of nowhere, unexpected thing that ever happened in my life. Because no matter what, it's just heartbreaking to me, man. Because that was the woman that I probably would have been married to. So, yeah.
If Bridget were alive today, you saying you'd be with her?
Yeah. I would have married. Man, that girl would have a ring on her finger right now, bro. Like a very expensive ring on her finger right now.
But that answer just brought up another question.
What is the mother of your child gonna think after she sees this interview?
This is nothing new to her. Nothing that I'm saying is new.
So she knows that if Bridget were alive, you and her would have split up by now.
Yeah.
Kevin, reportedly Bridget was afraid for her life prior to her death. Who was she afraid of?
To be honest with you, I would like to know also. I don't know what she was afraid of. I think she was afraid of life, if you ask me.
Bridget's friends say that she wasn't just afraid of life, that she was scared because of somebody else. She was scared, she was afraid that someone was gonna harm her, and someone obviously did harm her. Was there a person she was scared of?
Not to my knowledge, I can't think of anybody that she was afraid of. Bridget was brave.
Was she afraid of you?
Of me? No, she had no reason to be afraid of me. Her and the mother of my child got physical, not me.
So then, who did he think did it?
Why would she be naked with 7 gunshot wounds in her back? What would put her in that position?
Turning a guy down. Probably turning a guy down. That's what my assumption.
Your theory you're speculating right now is that Bridget rejected the advances of some guy or some guys, and that's why she turned up dead.
She has a mouth on her. Bridget has a mouth on her. Like, she has a really aggressive mouth on her. It's like, she could be really, she can be really intimidating, man. Bridget can talk a lot.
But what was she doing with 2 guys at that gas station? Do you know who these guys are?
No. I would like to know. I feel like it was a setup killing. Like, it wasn't like, I think somebody...
But why? Why? Did Bridget know something?
We got the same questions, man. Why?
A question still unanswered, though there is no shortage of theories.
You have the Backpages ad. I mean, it could have been someone she met that night through Backpages, right?
Some of the reports have her family quoted as saying Bridget was trying to now escape underground sex work, and she wanted to go back to where she grew up.
And I could see that being reasonable. Anytime you're in that life, there's someone that you're paying in the sex trade industry. And maybe that person she was paying found out about this and said, that's not gonna happen. And I'm gonna use you as an example.
So Bridget may have been an example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin says he's not sure about anything like that, since they were no longer together at the time of her death.
Now, you appear to really care for Bridget and have feelings for her, distraught over her death.
I don't know, man. I'm just happy to clear my name, man. That's probably what I think is the best situation about this, is just clearing my name, man.
And you think you've cleared your name?
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously cleared my name. My name is cleared. I'm very confident about that.
And that was how our interview ended. But not long after that, just as we were wrapping up,
Under your breath, when we were doing the B-roll footage, we were outside, we were doing the little walk and talk. When we were done, you were walking away. And our audio guy heard you say, it's under your breath, but you were still mic'd. So what was what I want to know?
I don't recall saying bro.
But you did. You said it.
Yeah, someone
So what were you referring to? What was were your responses in the interview?
No, none of my responses in the interview was bro. Could it have been like me getting a coffee or something, bro? Like, I don't know.
Who says? I mean, who says over coffee?
It is cold.
This is the coffee being cold. See, right now my radar is up.
I'm bro. I'm not even taking you seriously right now. I'm so serious, bro. I'm not even taking you seriously. I really want to know. I want to hear myself say, "This is on my breath." I want to hear that. I would love to hear this, bro.
All right, come on.
Come on, please let me know. This is crazy.
As it turns out, that moment wasn't recorded, so it was his word against ours. And for Kevin's part,
So you look right into that camera and say, "I told the truth."
I told 100% truth. 100% truth.
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it at that. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Like I said, we always give the opportunity to respond. It's one thing we never run with conjecture.
to be completely fair, Kevin answered all of our questions and maintains that he has nothing to do with the murder of Bridget Shiel. In fact, the only person publicly saying he was ever a suspect is him. For now, investigators believe the key to solving the case lies with identifying those two men last seen with Bridget at the gas station.
It's been 8 months now. Police haven't even named the suspect, let alone made an arrest.
I think it's all going to come out, though, because someone does know something. It's just a matter of them getting to that point where they're protected and they could say what they know.
Oh, I miss her every day. I think of her every day. I just wish she was still here. I think she had a lot of growing up to do, and I wish she'd been given the chance to grow up. I will miss her forever.